Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Come on, y'all got a little bit more energy than that. I know it's early. Good morning. Stand up if you're a senior. Stand up if you're a senior. Make some noise if you're a senior and about to graduate from high school. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So glad to see you. I want to get you to really capture this moment. And however you choose to do that, whether it be by your phone, video, you've got to take full advantage of what's about to happen this morning. I was driving over here this morning and I was thinking to myself, I wish I'd had this opportunity as a graduating senior. And it made me nervous all over again because once I graduated, I had no plan. I had no plan whatsoever. I had not planned to either enroll in college, enlist in the military. I didn't have a job. I definitely was not thinking about starting a business for myself. This morning, though, you'll have an opportunity to hear from our very own superintendent, who about 3 years ago, we had a conversation about this experience. The experience that someone could actually walk across our stage with a high school diploma and not have a plan. Not have a plan for either one of the 4 E's that I just mentioned. See, we oftentimes say this, and you may have heard this before. We say that parents live vicariously through their children. Let me break that down. There's no instant replay in life. But as adults, we believe that our instant replay is our children. Because what that affords us is we have an opportunity to perfect whatever it was that we needed to be successful through our children. Well, you are our children. As adults, as educators, we took on the responsibility to make sure that we live vicariously through you. You are our instant replay. And we want to get this right. We don't want you to experience not having a plan. So for the next 3 months, we want to provide you with all of the options. And we have a man that believes in it and has gone out and pleaded and pledged and begged for money so that he can provide the resources for you. Once you get that diploma in your hand, you have 4 options. You'll hear from him shortly. But before we do that, I need to recognize some very important individuals. Now, you are the most important individuals in the house this morning. These are just some folk that work behind the scenes to make this happen. I'm going to ask for all the superintendent's cabinet to please stand at this time and be recognized. Give them a hand. Come on, let's give it up for them. Thank you. But at this time, I believe it's important for you to hear from your board chair. Our board chair, Board of Education, Mr. Benjamin Straker. Mr. Straker, please come and please make some comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Simpson. Hey, people, I am so happy today, and you should be extremely happy also. You are almost finished. Let's hear a round of applause for yourself. You're almost done. Congratulations, congratulations. Make the best decisions you could possibly make so that you can get to that end. Now, I want to share one thing with you, and then I'm going to get off this stage because I'm going to set this up for you. The superintendent and I have this thing that we do every graduation. It's the funniest thing in the world to do. every graduation, and I'm going to tell you this because when it's your graduation, I want you to walk up on that stage and I want you to joke with me and the superintendent. But for many years, the superintendent and I would stand up there, and when you were receiving your diploma and we were shaking your hands, we would hit each other and we would take turns and ask each and every one of the students, what are you going to do after you're finished with this school? And then we'd listen intently to what your answer would be. Some of you would say, I'm enlisting into the Army. Some of you would say, I'm going to go to work. Some of you would say, I'm going to college. And then some of you would say, and this would always blow me and him away, I'm starting my own business. And then we would look at each other, and I swear to you, the many years that we did that, I believe that that was the incentive for this man to create this program for you. That's how much he cared. He wanted to make sure that when y'all were walking up that line and y'all were shaking our hand, that no single person did not know what they were going to do next. He's about to outline that idea, that vision that he had. You're going to hear that today. But remember, when you're hearing it, he's real about wanting that to happen. That's his pride. That when you got a job, when you start a business, when you enlist into the Army, the Navy, or the Marines, when you go and get a job, that's his win. That means more to him than the paycheck he receives every month. So remember that. And when you're walking up during graduation, you see me, I want you guys to joke with me. And before I can ask you, what are you going to do? Tell me and then collect your diploma. Guys, go out there and do it for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Straker. The next board member that I'm going to introduce probably doesn't need an introduction. You probably heard her at our football games with her cowbell. She's your very own District 3 board member. Please welcome Ms. Jessie Goree.
Good morning, seniors. I am Jessie Goree, District 3, BOE. It all rhymes. I should have brought my cowbell this morning because you know that I support my Eagles, my Titans, and my Raiders. Yes, yes. Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Education, Board Member, District 1, Ms. Jasmine Bowles, Mr. Mark Christmas, District 2, he's in the building somewhere. District 3, Jessie Goree. District 4, Ms. Victoria Williams. District 5, Dr. D. Haney. District 6, Ms. Mary Baker, our Vice Chair. District 7, Ms. Sabrina Hill. District 8, Ms. Joy Tillis Cooper. And District 9, our new Board Chair, Mr. Benjamin Straker. I greet you. I want you to know that we support you. We are here for you. We have the man with the plan here this morning, Dr. Anthony Smith, our superintendent and CEO. We are going to support you in any way that we can, and we want you to walk across this stage, as Mr. Straker said, and let us know what your plans are. It's only a few more days before that day is coming for you. One thing that I wish that you all could be able to do this year, you know, we're building a big old building over there at South Lake. We wanted you all to be the first class to graduate, but we also want you all to come back and work for us and serve this community. I'm gonna shout out Drew because this summer I lost a good friend, and I was so stressed out that I ended up in urgent care. Came in, my blood pressure was 177/100. And the RN that came to treat me was a graduate of Charles Richard Drew High School. I was so proud of him, and it made me feel so much better, but then I ended up picking up the phone, having a conversation with Dr. Smith. Then my blood pressure went up to 200/100, and the bells went out. But anyway, I'm just so proud of all of you all, and we look forward to what we're going to do for 2025. Repeat after me, please. We are going to strive in 2025. On the count of 3, we are going to strive in 2025. 1, 2, 3. All right, you all. Looking forward to seeing you come across that stage. Have a great assembly.
So let's begin the conversation. I don't want to belabor the point. You've heard the board chair and Ms. Goree as well speak about this man. He really needs no introduction, but he has a heart of gold. Not been around many people who love children like he does, and has done so for a very, very long and successful career. He doesn't need an introduction, as I've said before, but for the next 20 or so minutes, you'll have an opportunity, and I need for you to really, really, really pay attention. You'll have an opportunity to hear what this vision is about and how it's going to be manifested through you. I know from the bottom of my heart, just like all of the individuals that work along with him to support him, he's led us to this point and will lead us beyond it. But this initiative here is going to pick up steam, and other school districts and other counties, other states will be modeling their program after what we started here in Clayton County. So be elated and be excited, enthusiastic about the fact that you will be the first. You'll be the first of something that is going to be great. So without further ado, I want to turn it over, and you all please join me in giving him a resounding welcome. Our superintendent, Dr. Anthony W. Smith. Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Simpson. I appreciate that great introduction. Thank you up to our newly elected board chairman, Mr. Benjamin Straker, a good friend of mine. He's right about what our little ritual at the graduation programs. It's going to go a lot faster this year, Mr. Straker, because every kid who dons that stage this year is going to quickly tell us what their plan is in terms of their future, because we're going to make certain that we start establishing that for every student in Clayton County Public Schools starting today. So I also want to thank the former board chairwoman, Mrs. Jessie Goree, strong believer in that District 3 with Riverdale, North Clayton, Drew, and those schools. She loved y'all to death. And I appreciate her and the support that has been given to me and this vision from Mr. Straker and Ms. Goree and the other 7 board members. Appreciate Dr. Simpson teeing this thing up for me because this is important. This is an important conversation we're going to have today, y'all. Real important. It's about your lives and your future and your families that we're going to talk about today and the seriousness of it. Many of you have a plan, and that's phenomenal. That's great. Some of you are going off to college, gotten accepted letters, all of that. Some of you have had meaningful conversations with your military recruiters. By the way, Mr. Straker, you left off the Air Force, which is the branch that I served in. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but anyway, many of you have secured your plan and off to a great military career. I can't tell you how much the military did for Anthony Smith. That was my choice when I finished school. But a lot of you are not. And that's our reality. And it's okay, it's no shame. Dr. Simpson just admitted that he did not have a plan when he graduated from high school. And now he's our deputy superintendent with a doctorate, a great salary, a great family man, does very well, provide very well for his children. One is a professional baseball player. One is in college. A great guy. Had no plan when he's sitting right here in January of way back, 1979, I believe it was. I'm serious, I'm not joking about that, he is that old. In 1979, he was sitting where you are today. Maybe it was 80 because he graduated in 81. In 81, okay, 81, January of 81, Ralph Simpson was sitting where you are without a plan. And look at him now. I didn't have a plan. We grew up in Southwest Atlanta, Adamsville. 5 boys my mother was raising. I was the middle child. 5 boys, all born in 4 years and 10 months. My 2 younger brothers are the same age for 2 months, right there together. None of us had a plan. My mother didn't know how to navigate trying to prepare a future for 5 boys. She was out trying to make certain that 5 boys had something to eat, you know, and those kinds of responsibilities. So we had to kind of fend for ourselves. Thank God, my inspirational leader, God, saw fit to lead me and all of my brothers down a great path. And we all had to figure it out. We're trying to prevent you from having to figure it out without the support that you need to figure it out. That's our problem. We leave it up to you to figure it out. And sometimes you're relying on your parents to help you figure it out, and they got too many things going on in their lives trying to figure out other important things like what my mother had to do. So we're going to help with that. Thank God for Delta Airlines. Thank God for Georgia Power and some other companies who have stepped up and said to us, Dr. Smith, we believe in your vision to start a whole new department called the Student Employment Services Department. Not like work-based learning, not that. This is way more robust that we're getting ready to embark on. It would have been nice for these graduating seniors if we could have launched this at the beginning of the school year. Would have given us plenty of time to get to know each of you, your plan, and put some support behind it. But we're going to make the best of these next 4 months with the time that we have left. Delta gave us $5 million for this plan. Georgia Power gave us $500,000 to support this plan. The board has vowed to support us in however way they can to gap fill the resources needed to carry out this plan. We have 2 former principals that will start this new division. Dr. Terry Young, many of y'all know, stand up, sir, wave to the crowd. Dr. Terry Young will be one of the key individuals that will oversee this new department. And we have former principal at the Prairie Learning Academy, executive director, and also Dr. Pamela Pitts. Where are you, Dr. Pitts? Former principal at Morrow High School, will be working side by side with Dr. Young and many others to help us with this new department specifically designed to help kids who don't have a plan. And if you're not going to college these days, don't feel bad about yourself. Do not feel bad, oh, I'm not going to go to college. That's the thing that everybody does in this country and all of that. That is not true. If you want to, the opportunity is there. We have Dr. Alicia Dunn, who is the director for our guidance and counseling department. Stand up, Dr. Dunn. Right, there she go. And she oversees all of the counselors. And we're going to pour more money into ensuring that we start working with those students in the 8th grade about their aspirations to go to certain colleges. Because you have to have certain courses along the way to get into your college of choice. So we're big, y'all, on sending kids to college. That's our core work. That was my thing eventually, That was Dr. Simpson's thing when he discovered himself and discovered, that this is the route that he can take, and he might do all right with it. Turned out he was absolutely on point. Okay? And we're going to help you with that. But did y'all know that nearly 40% of the graduating students in the state of Georgia do not go and take that next step to higher education? 40%. 40%, and that number is growing. In this technological age, it is growing. So we realize and embrace that reality. Okay, a bunch of educators who go to college and all of that, we feel like that's what we got to force down everybody's throat. That is the great equalizer, is what we've been told all of these years, which is true. Education is great and a phenomenal thing, and it has helped me in my personal journey achieve some pretty magnificent things. But I realize, y'all, that there are other opportunities. So we established what we call in Clayton County, no dead ends. Everybody is going to have a viable option that will be supported by professionals to help you achieve it. We call it the 4E effect. And I want y'all to remember this, because when I stop by your schools and I ask you, what is our new thing? Tell me the 4E effect. And if you can mention all of those E's, I'm going to break y'all something special. Number one, our core work, getting kids into college. So enrollment is that first E with the 4E effect. Enlistment is the second E. Go into a military branch of your choice. Proved very well for me. Or employment. And I'm not talking Burger King or McDonald's like I did when I grew up and I was in school. I had a job at Captain D's, right? Smelled like fish every night I came home. My mama used to make me take my uniform off before I come in the house. Or become an entrepreneur. Enrollment, enlistment, employment, entrepreneurship. Let me tell you something. Us old folks, we better get with the program. Because these young cats today, they want to make money right off the rip. And a lot of them don't necessarily want to do nothing illegal. They want to make money. Now, we're going to have another conversation at another event altogether for poor choices. But this is about the seniors today having something to look forward to in the future. You want to make money right away. You want to be an entrepreneur. I got a friend named Mike, right? Mike's my barber. I know some of y'all say I might need to fire him based on what my haircut looked like. But Mike's my barber and been my barber for a long time. Mike started out over in Union City. One barbershop, one chair. Then he got a couple of more chairs that he rented out. Fast forward, and he was working for the post office. Fast forward 10 years later, he no longer works at the post office. He has 10 barbershops across the metro Atlanta area. 10. Did not go to college. 10. I drive a Chevrolet, he drive a Bentley. 10. I got another friend. That's entrepreneurship, y'all. That's entrepreneurship. Having a plan and working it. I got a friend of mine that I graduated from high school with. He went out to be a truck driver. Wasn't that sexy at first? Okay, truck driver. We need truck drivers. Great. Wonderful. Fast forward to today, he has a fleet of 20 trucks. 20. A fleet. Started out with one. A fleet 20 trucks. He been driving a Bentley. I think he frowned at Bentleys now. I think he just got that kind of money. That's entrepreneurship. Some of you guys and young ladies are phenomenal with technology. Websites and programming and gaming and all of those kinds of things, you're good with it. There are opportunities for you to take advantage of that technological age and not have to go to college and be burdened with student loans and all of that. But there are various certifications that we can help you with. So when you graduate, you can command a lot of money with the services that you can provide. Website protection, security, and all of that is big in the technology age. Now let me talk with you about one of those E's, because if you're going to college, fine. If there's any extra support you need, Dr. Dunn and her team can help. If you're enlisting to the military, your recruiters, I'm sure, taking care of you. The ROTC instructors, they're helping you with that. That shouldn't be a problem. That E called employment is why we're here today. We got money now, y'all, to stand this division up starting in February. We're bringing on a team of people that are working and collaborating with all of the significant companies around Metro Atlanta and in Clayton. Georgia Power, Delta, Atlanta Gaslight, becoming a firefighter, working as a bank teller starting out with the goal of becoming a vice president or the president of the bank at some point. Becoming an insurance adjuster. That's a small amount of time for you to learn and get the credentials and go out and make over $100,000 a year. All you got to do is just be willing to go from wherever disaster happened from time to time and make a lot of money. Become an appraiser, real estate appraiser, making over $100,000. That doesn't require for you to go to college and have to get student loans and be strapped with all of that debt. And I know for a fact, because I'm a former banker, every time those appraisers come out and look at a house, they walking away with a check for over $500, $600. And they do that 10, 15, 20 times a month. You do the math. We can help you with all of those opportunities. It saddens me that we wait so long, and by the time y'all really get it and that light bulb go off, you've graduated and no longer have the benefit of having those supports readily at your availability, readily at your disposal. Then you got to realize, then you got to be looking forward to a hookup. I got an aunt that works at UPS. She gonna help me out. I got an uncle that works for some company. He gonna get me on the night shift. We can't take it. We can't leave it to chance. Y'all's future is way too important. Y'all do a great job helping us with our graduation rate. Do y'all know our graduation rate is at an all-time high? Thanks to y'all. And going up every year after year. And we brag about that. And we walk across that stage and celebrate y'all and send you out into the world knowing that a big chunk, according to the stats for the state of Georgia, nearly 40% don't have a significant enough plan to really be able to survive. And those are the folks that when I ride by and see on the corner or see on the news, they picture flashing about, with a mug shot. Those are the kids that we're trying to save, right, Mr. Straker? I'll catch him when he's paying attention. Those are the kids that Ben Straker and Jesse Goree as board members run and put forth a great deal of time and effort to get elected for a small salary, to be able to do something big like this. Those are the folks that we want to help, and we can help you. Delta Airlines gave us enough money to bring on 80 students 2 years ago to be an aircraft mechanic. All right? They was giving every student that wanted to enter into the program a $5,000 check, because the program takes about 6 to 8 months, and it costs about $4,500. Give you a check for $5,000 to pay for all of that, and once you finish your training in about 6 months or so, they will guarantee you a job making $83,000 a year. Teachers don't make that when they come out of college. Not even close to it. $83,000. I was begging kids to take advantage of it. And we had very few people take advantage of it. Very few. One kid, the light bulb went off. And he's finished the program. He's been now about a year and a half or so at Delta and doing great. You know what he got sold on when I had a conversation with him? When I told him, I said, did you know this is a guaranteed job, dude? Guaranteed. Buckle down, get through the training, and you're walking away with $86,000. Do you know after your first check, all you need to do is go to the Delta Credit Union, show up your pay stub, or go to a dealership and ride out with a brand new Charger or whatever kind of car you want? Just like that. Things that you could do, your parents can't even do. Ain't no way my mama would go to some dealership, put her name on something with her little job and ride out with a new car. Ain't no way. But you are in a position to do that at 18, 19, 20 years old. Guaranteed it's there for the taking. Now, I know we got 30% of the people in this room that don't have a viable plan. We got people that we're hiring, and Dr. Young and Dr. Pierce will supervise these folks that are going to be going out like an army of people, creating partnerships with fresh foods down the road that can get jobs making $20-something an hour. Toto. Y'all know what Toto is? That's the largest bathroom. They make toilets. They make toilets. We all need toilets. Yes, sir. And they got jobs that pays $20 an hour up that we can help you get if you don't have a plan. We got some folks here today, y'all, that's going to give testimonies about what they've done that did not require for them to go to college, and they're doing quite well. And even though I went to the military, I still had college in the back of my mind. I still felt like I'm a pretty smart kid. I can do this college thing. Can't do it now. Gotta help mama. Gotta help my brothers. Don't have a lot of money. I want to be able to put some money in my pocket. Had a girlfriend, need to take her out to the movies and all that kind of stuff. Needs that I needed to take care of right away. I didn't come from a situation where I can go off to college and didn't have to worry about anything. That wasn't my reality. I needed money in my pocket to help to survive. Not just to get clothes and all that. I needed to survive. But I had college in the back of my mind, and I got it later on. We want to help every kid in this room come May 22nd after graduation. Everybody got something to do. You got to talk with us. We wanted to have this meeting with your parents so they can understand what we're getting ready to do, what the Board of Education has invested in to help make certain everybody got something to do. You just got to open up and you got to talk. You'll have people coming to your school. If you're interested in becoming, I heard that old short superintendent say something about becoming a bank teller. I like the way they be dressed when they go to work. And we're going to help you with that. We got partnerships with banks. So if there's some young folks out here who want to become a bank teller, we're going to help you with that. Your only promise to me is don't stop at a bank teller. Become the vice president. But you got to start somewhere, particularly if you ain't got no plan. And let me tell you something else about not having a plan. Y'all parents, lovey-dovey with you right now. Come, when was our graduation date? May 22nd, something like that? May 23rd, particularly the young men out here, they're going to look at you completely different. They want you out of their house. Trust me. And the longer you stick around, the more you create a negative relationship with your parents. So you got to get on out of there. But you got to have a job. You got to have money in your pockets. And we can help nearly everybody in here. We want to get 400 kids jobs in May, before May. We're going to allow for these companies to come to your schools, have access to you, create and provide the training and skill sets they need to have you prepared to do when you graduate, so you can walk right into their jobs and start getting a check and start your lives in a positive way. We got enough struggles going on in our community as it is, y'all. We don't need for you to be in the world ill-equipped, ill-prepared. So we got this incredible, talented man, incredible, talented young lady, Dr. Pitts and Dr. Young, that are starting a new division to help each and every one of you. The governor, Brian Kemp, is paying attention. Said to me personally, Smith, I'm paying attention. You do this thing the right way, you're going to get some money from the state. This might be a model for other high schools across the state of Georgia. Because did y'all know that Georgia, and we was down to an event yesterday morning, me and some of my staff members, the legislators kicked off the legislative season. Okay? Just yesterday. And the governor is talking about giving more money to education. But it has to be something innovative and strategic, like what we're doing. The governor, this is going to be the school system that starts something new and revolutionary right here in Clayton County. And you can be inaugural individuals to start this program. You just got to talk with us. And also you got to realize that, okay, let me start off being a lineman for Georgia Power. They got so many jobs that they're willing to get our kids if you willing to go through the training. And I know that they pay $20-something an hour and up. And they're willing to give our kids jobs immediately after you graduate from high school or turn 18. All kinds of opportunities, y'all. Becoming a lineman, becoming an entrepreneur, working as a bank teller, insurance adjuster, appraiser, real estate agent, truck driver, Barbara. There's so many things that you can do that we can help you with right now. So if Mr. Straker and I ask you when you graduate, when we kidding with you, what's your plan? And if you can't kick out nothing quick, shame on you. Shame on you. Because we done went and raised $5-6 million to be able to make sure, and everybody in this room got something to do. Now I'm gonna get on out the way. I just want y'all to hear my passion about me wanting to do something for every child. No dead ends, y'all. Every child. So I'm gonna be coming to your schools, meeting with seniors, meeting with counselors, bringing employers over, saying this one to work with Georgia Power. We got somebody that want to be an aircraft mechanic because he want to make a lot of money and he want free flight tickets for his family to go all over the world. We're going to help you with this, but you got to think about it. So after you leave here today, if you're not going to college, if you're not going to the military, think about the things that we discussed today so we can help. All right, you're going to hear from some really great individuals. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Terry Young, who will be the lead person for this new division. Dr. Young.
Thank you. Good morning, class of 2025. Come on, guys, let's wake up. Good morning. Hey, let's give our superintendent, Dr. Anthony Smith, another round of applause.
So as he stated, I'm Dr. Terry Young, Executive Director at Perry Career Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. We got something special going on in this district. This is an innovative approach that your superintendent has embarked on. And we're talking about something that's new, not just in Georgia, but the entire Southeast region. We have people in other school districts are looking at what we're doing in terms of how we are helping students once they graduate from high school. And we have some testimonies today from your peers who just sat in the same seat that you're sitting in, finishing high school, wondering what's next, but they made a decision. And I just want you to hear from these students and listen closely and say to yourself, well, if I'm not going to college, okay, then what? So we have these folks, and we gotta give them a round of applause when I call out their names, because they are taking time off their job to come and provide some insight to you before you graduate from high school to make sure that you have a plan once you finish. And I'm sure your parents are definitely going to appreciate that. So I want to bring up the first student. This is a young lady that graduated from Mundy's Mill High School, right? Who is a firefighter today. Yes, give it up. And you all know what's happening out there in the state of California. And you have firefighters from all over the world who have come to that state to help those people after losing all of their belongings. So I have to give a lot of respect for this young lady, Mrs. Cecilia Corrales. So she's gonna come and talk to you about what her plan was, even if she had a plan leaving high school, and now what she's doing, how it's benefiting her, her family, and then she wants to give you some advice. So again, as you finish up this semester and you're looking towards what's next, well, maybe a firefighter is in your future. So let's once again get on your feet, guys, because you got to give it up to these students. And let's give Cecilia Corrales a round of applause. Yes.
Okay, well, good morning. I am firefighter Corrales. I graduated with class of 2023, so not too long ago I was in your position. Currently, I'm a firefighter and EMT, and being a firefighter was definitely not my plan. Junior year, I knew I didn't want to go to college. Everyone around me, all my friends, they all had their plan about scholarships, what college they wanted to go to, all their applications were ready, and I was stuck because I knew I didn't want to go to college. I have an older brother, he's 6 years older, and he didn't go to college, so I guess that kind of led me into not wanting to go. And then I was in ROTC for 4 years, so going into the military was my second option. I wanted to enlist in the Air Force. And then people like us, three, they came to my high school, and that's where I found out about the firefighter program. My cousin, she had joined it, and she had told me about all her stories of helping people, saving lives and all this stuff. And that's what interested me. So usually my routine for work, I go in at 7 in the morning. I work 24 hours. So I go in at 7 in the morning. I am barely getting out of bed. So then I go and check off my truck. I am in a ladder company. So we have a ladder, an ambulance, and a little tack unit that doesn't really do much. But then, and then after checking off my truck, I am a rookie. I am a tailboard. I get bullied a lot by my lieutenants and my sergeants. So I'm basically, I feel like a maid. So I clean a lot. I have to cook, which is something that I didn't do because I'm the baby of the family. So it all got handed to me. I didn't have to do chores. I didn't have to cook. So going into this job, I definitely learned how to become more independent, not just my role in the house or family, but it made me financially dependent because I still live with my mom, but I have to pay bills now. I have a new car, which is really nice. So I have to pay insurance and all that. But this job has really helped me a lot with independence, and I'm not really good at public speaking, so it definitely helped my communication skills, meeting a lot of people in my community. And so when people came to my high school and started talking about the job, I was really intrigued about the whole, I guess, the way things worked. Because you work 24 hours, you get 2 days off, go back into work the next day. And that seemed more interesting to me than working a whole Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And when I joined the program, I had 4 class periods. I got 4 class off. I would go from my high school to headquarters, and we would spend class for 2 hours, which kind of sucked. That meant I had to stay an hour longer at school doing work and everything. And so 11th grade year, I was doing fire classes. So I was learning about the different kinds of fires, houses, all these things that seemed too difficult for me. So I did get discouraged a lot because I didn't think I could handle it. Then senior year, I went into EMS class, and I started learning about CPR and all these things on the body and bones and too many things to memorize. But I ended up passing that class too. And after that, I had to do my application to actually get the job. And we did a whole fast track program. So I only had to do the training for, I think, 8 weeks. And usually it's 28 weeks. And it was me and 3 other guys. So I was the only girl who actually stayed and wanted the job. So I was definitely a lot more motivated to prove everyone wrong because I am little, I am a girl, I was the youngest, and I had to compete with all these big muscular guys and prove them that I could pull a hose, because those things are heavy. And there's a lot of disadvantages that I get. So we had to do this thing called the combat challenge. So you run up like 4 or 5 flights of stairs in all my gear that feels like 100 pounds. I have to carry a hose, I have to run up, I have to use all the arm strength I have to pull up more hose, run down, and just keep running, hold this mannequin, drag it, and finally complete it. And if I'm being honest, the first time I actually did it, I did not pass because I wasn't into working out, exercising, eating healthy, all that stuff. So I stopped at the beginning of the challenge, and that definitely discouraged me because I knew I had to do it so many other times, and I never thought I could get it. And then the first week that we did the whole training program, I wanted to quit. The first day, I came in khakis, a collared t-shirt. They said to bring tennis shoes. I had my hair done We had like 30 people in one little trailer sitting down and signing paperwork for like 3 hours. We got out and they told us, okay, in your khakis, in your collared shirt, you're gonna run and you're gonna work out for the rest of the day. We went in at 8, we didn't get out till 5. So from like 2 in the afternoon till 5, we worked out, and that was it. And we sweat, we bled, people passed out. There was so much going on that me and my peers that I had since high school, we all looked at each other and wanted to quit. So we didn't think we would make it. 8 weeks of this was gonna be hell for us. And so we really relied on each other. We held each other up because we all knew that college wasn't something that we were passionate about. We wanted to get money, and we had already applied. If you left, you were gonna pay, and we didn't have the money. So we all kicked each other's butts, we all motivated each other. So for the next 8 weeks, that was the routine. We'd go in at 8, we'd go in the class, read our books. After in the afternoon, it was hot. It was really hot. It was in the middle of summer. We worked out, and that was it. Working out and learning more about fires and all this stuff. And then closer to graduation day is when we started doing all these tests to make sure we were capable of actually keeping the job and everything. And so after graduation day, we went online. And it was definitely scary because this is my first job. And when I met my sergeants, my officers, my lieutenants, I worked with all guys. And it was definitely a scary experience working with all these grown men and having to adjust to everyone's lifestyle because we all live differently. Some of us are more clean than others. Some of us learn to cook. They already know how to cook and all this stuff. And so when we went in, it was definitely a learning experience, and I got to create a family. So all these people, all these guys, all these girls, they're like brothers and sisters to me. And so I really hope you all like the job and everything. The payment's really nice. The working 24 hours, 48 hours off is really nice. And I definitely know your position on not wanting to go to college, so don't listen to what people say about, oh, you should do college just because you're a first generation or something. It's not always everyone's thing. So employment or military, you got it, and that's it.
All right. Yes. Wow, what a great story. Listen, I heard something. Didn't have a plan coming out of high school. Didn't you hear that? Now look at her now. Let's give it up again, guys, for Cecilia Corrales. Yes. All right, our second student that we're going to introduce. This is a young man who is in the same situation you're in. He is still in high school at Perry Career Academy, but he also works for Atlanta Gas Light right now. So while finishing high school, guys, he's making money, right? So let's give it up for our next student, Noah Gadlin.
Good morning. My name is Noah. So basically, as you know, I'm graduating 2025. I'm basically one of y'all, basically. Coming into this, I ain't really had no career plan, nothing like that. I just wanted to get out of school and just do whatever, for real. Went to military school my 10th grade year. wanted to go to the military. Then when I came back, attended Forest Park High, then came to Perry. So it was just like, I was just going with the flow. So now, they ended up telling me about a little program, gave me a list of different jobs and whatnot. Atlanta Gaslight was the first thing that I chose. Basically, the job that I work, I am a below ground AGL, basically work on your gas lines, working on the different meters, whatnot, basically. And that's really it, for real, because it's like, because really, my best advice is really, get on it while you can. Don't wait too long, for real, because by the time y'all wait too long, it's going to be too late to do what y'all really, truly want to do.
All right. Hey, once again, still in high school, just like you are, right? Waiting on the next few months to graduate, but guess what? He won't just be sitting at his parents' house doing nothing. He'll be working, making money, paying his own bills. And as you heard, Cecilia already bought her own car. Not her parents bought a car, but she bought her own car, okay? And so Noah's going to be in the same situation because he's making money. Yes. So thank you for that, Noah. And now I want to introduce this young man. Drew High School, where are we? Oh, yes. So I had an opportunity a couple of weeks ago. It was right before the holiday break, actually. There was a meeting at the Cobb Galleria, and one of our students was being recognized. This is a young man who participated in our Construction Ready program. He earned multiple industry certifications, which he could take anywhere in the country and secure employment. So after working with Atlanta Gas Light, each year companies recognize their top young apprenticeship student. And this young man was there with his parents, and he was recognized as the 2024 Apprenticeship Student of the Year for Atlanta Gas Light, Mr. Traquan Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? How y'all feeling? So, I want to start off with each and every one of y'all. Y'all got the cheat code right in front of y'all. This program they're setting up, it's a cheat code, like, take advantage of it, for real. Because I know people who done went to college right now, they having financial aid situations and different things like that. So, take advantage of it. It's a cheat code. So, a little bit about myself. 9th grade, coming into high school, I knew I didn't want to go to college. So, progressing on my 11th grade year, I joined the firefighter and EMT pathway program. So, there, I was leaving the school around like 11 o'clock, going to the fire station, leaving the fire station around like 4:30, going home, well, not going home, coming back to the school, going to practice, going to football practice, basketball practice, track practice, things like that. My 12th grade year, I ended up getting removed, kicked out from the program. Teachers looking at me, Traquan, what you gonna do? You gotta find something. Me, I stayed in high hopes. You gotta fall forward. You can't dwell on your mess up or dwell on dwell on your mess up. You gotta fall forward, stay positive, stay looking forward, stay on your next move, stay on your piece of cool, things like that. So I stayed in high hopes, graduating, Miss Shirley Springer, I was in the lecture hall. It was a program called Construction Ready. They came to the school, they was in the library, they had a little meeting. Miss Springer, she called me about 4 or 5 times. I missed calls. She contacted my homeboys, made sure that I was in that meeting. So I showed up to the meeting about 10 minutes before the meeting ended. When I showed up, they were talking about financial, on how different trades pay, how much this trade make, how much the electrician make, how much the HVAC people make. They grasped my attention because I knew I didn't want to go to high school and I wanted some money on it. So Graduating, I immediately signed up for the program. The program, it was only 30 days, so that whole month of June, Monday through Friday, I was going to the program from 8 o'clock to 5. It was like a 9 to 5, basically get you set up inside the real world work. So after the program, I landed a job offer doing structured cabling, making $15 an hour. So I did that for like 5 months, ended up going to another company doing the same thing, making $19 an hour. I ended up getting let go from that company because I didn't have no transportation. So it was about a 2 or 3 year months. I ain't had no job. Like I said, got to fall forward. Can't dwell on your mess up. So I'm applying. I applied to Atlanta Gas like 19 years old, making 23. Finna get a raise in March, May. Hey, it's good. So my advice to y'all, when y'all graduate, if y'all go to college or if even y'all get a job, focus on assets rather than liabilities. So when I say that, you want to put your money into assets. Assets is things that's going to make money for you. You want your money, you want your money to make money for you instead of spending your money on liabilities and putting your money to waste. So right now, I'm thinking about going back to college and enrolling into some investment classes at Kennesaw State or Clayton State or whatnot. And yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Traquan Williams, Noah Gatlin, Cecilia Corrales. Come on, you get up, students, get up. It takes a lot for these students to get up here and talk about their experience, their journey, and they're helping you. Yes, give it up. So I'm passionate about what's going on here because see, at the PCA over the past several years, we have helped hundreds of students gain about 1,000 certifications and credentials who are out there in this community. They're in the South Metro area. And some of those students are working in other states, making up to $35 an hour. We also have an international trainer for Chick-fil-A. Yes, a student that graduated right here from Clayton County Public Schools. So when you talk about our superintendent who has the vision for ensuring that each and every one of you have a viable career after high school. And if going into a career is not your thing, well, you want to enroll in college, then great. Whether it's a 2-year college or 4-year university. And for our armed forces, yes, we have them in the lobby. Yes, go talk to them before you leave here today. Maybe that's your future. And from an employment standpoint, listen, we got you. We got you. We're going to be coming around to your schools, talking with your counselors, talking with you. So again, don't be ashamed if you don't have a plan to go to college. Don't be ashamed if you don't know what you're going to do right now. Guys, that's what our department is going to be geared towards. Helping you plan out your future so you can make your parents and yourself proud. So that's why our superintendent invited you. And for those people who want to be an entrepreneur, guys, we have Miss Sheila Gardner. Where are you? Miss Sheila Gardner over here works in our CTAE department. That's her expertise. So we're not leaving you out if you want to own your own business. We're going to provide the support, the guidance. So once again, regardless of what your plan is, or if you have no plan, guys, there's no dead end in Clayton County Public Schools. So class of 2025, are you ready? Hey guys, let's do this. Let's give it up again for Dr. Anthony Smith and our students, Cecilia, Noah, Traquan. Yeah, so if Dr. Smith, do you want to have any final words or? Yes.
I'm gonna get y'all back to class because I know y'all anxious to get back to lunch. Now, I hope that y'all paid attention. I know everybody, this is not for everybody in the room, and that's fine. But there are 20-30% of the people in this room that's this going to be a game changer for. I'm so excited about the fact that we had corporations, the governor, others that stepped up, put money and resources behind it to make certain everybody has a plan, no dead ends. And I'm just so excited about where you're going. And I hope that 4 or 5 years down the road, we fast forward. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring some of y'all back to give testimonies about the great life that you're living because you had some opportunities through the Student Employment Services Division, or you took full advantage of one of our what we call 4E effect. Y'all have a great second semester. I look forward to seeing each of you because Mr. Straker and myself shake everybody's hand that graduate from the school system here in Clayton County Public Schools. So let's focus on our future, y'all. Thank you.
Yes, give it up. All right, so we're going to allow students to ask a couple of questions to our students if you have questions, okay? And the way we're going to do this, if you have a question, we have some microphones right here down the aisle. So if you have a burning question for these students, and we're not going to take a lot of questions, but you just come on down because once again, we're going to come to the schools and we're going to talk to you, okay? So just come on down and gather your thoughts and come on and just ask your question. Also, I want to give it up to our vendors out front when you walked into the lobby. Once again, we mentioned our armed forces who are here. I believe it's the Army. We have Clayton County Human Resources Department. Yes, we do hire students in Clayton County Public Schools. So we have some jobs that are here, right here in your community for you, okay? We also have the Board of Realtors here. So we're going to have a program starting shortly for those students who want to be an appraiser or realtor. So we have that in place for you. We also have our fire department. We have those guys in the back from the fire department. We also have John Dilworth, who's a graduate of Lovejoy High School. He's with the Dilworth Group. He's taught our students and helped them earn A+ certifications. So guys, we have a lot of people in the community that are here for you. So again, if you have no plan, we got you. If you have a plan, great. So question, right here.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, is it mic on? Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna get to all y'all, trust. I really wanna talk to y'all. But you said them 8 weeks you was, wait, what was it called when you was doing those 8 weeks? Those 8 weeks of the H word.
Oh, sorry?
Yeah, the 8 weeks of.
Oh, 8 weeks of training?
Yeah. That sounds terrible. I just want to really tell you, if it was me, I wouldn't have been able to get through that. I'm not gonna lie. Even if my friends was helping me, that sounds terrible, man. Every day people passing out next to you. I respect you for still staying with that. And I'm glad that you got the job that you actually enjoy doing. What's your name, mister? Noah. Oh, Noah. Do you enjoy doing what you do, or are you like, I would have went somewhere else, but this is what I'm doing because I had an opportunity to do it?
What'd you say?
I was saying, do you actually enjoy your job, or were you like, nah, I'm just doing this because I had the opportunity to do it and it's a good job?
Oh, I enjoy my job.
Oh, lovely. On a scale of 1 to 10, though.
10.
Okay, cool. Sir, what's your name? What? Oh, my fault.
All right. Last one. All right.
Last one? I just want to get to all y'all all special. What's your name, sir? Trey. That's just what you were doing again?
Atlanta Gaslight.
Atlanta Gaslight, man. And you had a lot of awards for what you was doing, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, I just want to say I'm proud of you. And how do you like your job on a scale of 1 to 10? Oh, my fault. I'm asking
Hold on, young man. Hold on. I appreciate you working on your
my fault.
Community career.
My fault.
But we having a serious conversation today, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Real serious. We're trying to save some lives. Okay, we can laugh later, but we got to survive today. So we got some questions, and I appreciate you. And I think you're going to be all right, bro. I really do. But I just want to make certain that the students understand it's a serious situation about folks' future. All right, so put the mic back on there, and we're going to take another question. If you got a question about what they experience, you know, what their frustration, are they satisfied? Are they what was required of them? That's what we want to ask of these folks. These folks ain't got no time to waste. None. So take your seat and thank you, bro. Next question.
I got a question for
One question.
all right. I got a question for you two, the ones that speaking. For the students that have questions regarding entrepreneurship and they don't have the courage to actually speak up and ask the questions, and they don't have yet their mind made up or what they want to do, what type of business they want, and they just know that they don't want to work under anybody. How do y'all plan on reaching out to them and giving them the step that they need or the push that they need?
Okay, he's asking the question about if you want to own your own business, you know, how are we going to support them? So, Ms. Sheila Gardner is the person, she's the expert with that. So she's going to be coming around. So when she talks with your counselor, just make sure you inform your counselor that that's your plan. So that when Ms. Gardner comes around or our team comes around, then we're going to have a conversation with you and we're going to provide some steps in terms of where you need to go and what you need to do to start your own business, okay? So that's coming, okay? Yes.
And I just want to add also that we're going to be teaching you and bringing forth people in the field. Like, for instance, I mentioned a bunch of things. And if one of those things interests you, we're going to put somebody in front of you who've already done that. Show you the steps that need to be taken. We're also going to teach you how to communicate and work with the Small Business Association to get a small loan to help launch your business, and how to garner resources and funding to launch whatever your interest might be. All of that's coming. That's part of that E called entrepreneurship. And he mentioned and introduced this phenomenal lady that's going to be helping along with other people that in various industries that's going to show you young cats how to make some money and how to succeed and keep your money.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that question. So let me just have Ms. Sheila Gardner, who's going to address the entrepreneurship part of this, okay? So give it up for Ms. Gardner.
Thank you. Good morning, class of 2025. That was a very good question from the gentleman, and I want to acknowledge Dr. Smith for stating a lot of the things that I wanted to say about entrepreneurship. He's exactly right. And so for the answer to the young man who was just here, one of the things you have to be cognizant of when you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur is think about your passion. Everyone in here has a passion for something. You have talent. I know some of my talents, you have a talent, everybody has some type of talent. Think about that. Turn that passion into a business. And that's what you have to do. So for the young man who just asked that question, think about what it is that you like to do. Is it something that you can take and transform into something that we need, something that you need in your family, something that your community needs? Think about that. Think about how to change that into something. I want to talk about what Dr. Smith said earlier. He was giving you some examples. And I had some examples of some of the things that we're familiar with every day that we use, and how some of those entrepreneurs came about. They were in some of your same situations. They were thinking about, what am I going to do? They took their passion, they took a need, they took something that was inconvenient, and they decided to come up with something that they could use and make it easier for you. Those of you who have iPhones, where are my iPhone people? You have that Apple. Steve Jobs, I know you've heard of him. Steve Jobs was an employee at Hewlett Packard. You probably know Hewlett Packard by HP. He was an employee there. He took his experiences from HP and decided, we need to come up with something that's going to allow our users, those people using computers, to operate a phone or a computer that's a little bit more user-friendly. And that's how Apple came about. It has evolved over the years, and it continues to evolve. It's a billion-dollar industry. The same thing with, and I know some of you may not have booked rooms or hotel rooms or things of that nature, but your parents have. There were two former students. They graduated from college. They went to college. They actually graduated from a school of design. Nothing wrong with that. But they moved out to California. Everybody likes to go to California. They moved out to California, and they had a problem paying rent. Now, we were joking about this in the office yesterday because we were like, there are people having problems paying rent now. But they had problems paying rent. So what they decided to do, and I want to see if you're hearing me, what they decided to do is they got an air mattress, put it in their living room. They decided they were going to rent out that room to people, anybody who needed it, and they were going to serve them some breakfast. So they had like a bed and breakfast. Air mattress, bed and breakfast. What does that remind you of? Who knows what that is? Airbnb, absolutely. That's how Airbnb started. They saw a need. Airbnb now is worth $80 billion. $80 billion. So take your passions, take your talents, and decide, how can I use my passion and talent to actually create something that we need? Something that's going to be inclusive and something that can take care of any inconvenience we may have. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Gardner. Yes, we have one more question, young lady.
Okay, so I had a question for Noah. My question was, what steps did you take to get your job? Like, did you have to take classes or like?
You said, what step did they take to get their job?
Yeah.
Cecilia?
No.
Noah? Mm-hmm. What step did you take to get your job?
I went to the one of the teachers on the CTAE hallway, and she gave me like a list of jobs, and she let me choose from which jobs I wanted to do. And basically, I applied for it, had to do a drug test, and had to wait for them to get back with me.
I hope y'all heard that. You know, he was talking about, you know, he met with his CTA teacher. She gave him a list of things that was available. He picked one, and here he is some months later making money. But we're going to make it a lot easier, young lady. Thank you for that great question. That's the whole purpose of standing up a new department, so you can know who to go to and how to navigate that whole process. That's what this is for, to help you navigate it and land the job. You're not going to be out there just having to go on a website and figure it out for yourself. You're going to have live human being educators working with you and your potential employer daily to ensure you get what you need.
Okay, I have one more question. When will the employment center be open?
Say it louder, please.
The employment.
Women?
The employment. The employment center?
Yes.
When will it start?
Oh, yeah. Dr. Smith is working on getting that set up in February. So you can look for us to come out to the schools to talk with you. So that's coming, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you. So we have another question, and I guess some students in the back were asking, when you graduate and move on, will this division still serve you? Listen, yes, great question. You want to answer that, Doc? Yeah.
That's a wonderful question. I appreciate that. Not only will we continue to help you, that's the whole purpose of standing up this department, so we can have the resources to help you even if you haven't found anything after graduation, because those counselors, they got to help those current students that are in the schools right now, and their caseloads are humongous. So this is going to help you. And students that have already graduated. If you got siblings that graduated and didn't graduate, we're going to help folks that drop out. We're going to help everybody that want a job, because it's about our whole community having something meaningful to do. That's a phenomenal question. Thank you.
Yes, great question, great question. All right, last three right here. Come on out. Speak loud for me.
So me and a few other students I know in Riverdale and in Drew are actually in the firefighting program right now in our senior year as EMT. And I wanted to ask, really for all you guys, what are some qualities and routines that we should like adapt and get into now that will help us like mature better? Because I know a lot of kids, like, we struggle to stick with a routine and be, you know, diligent in what we do. So what should we do now that can help us get ready for jobs and stuff?
Wow, what an outstanding question. Yes. Did you hear what she asked? What qualities and routines do they recommend? So I want the students to answer that really, really quick. Okay, did you want to say something, Doc?
No, I'll let them speak on that one, but you got to be disciplined, y'all. If you don't lead with anything else, you have got to be disciplined. There's a time and a place for everything. I love laughing. Man, I love comedy shows. I went to the Jamie Foxx Netflix thing. I love laughing. But I love living too. And there's a time and a place for everything. Now ain't the time to be laughing. Now it's time to be serious and disciplined. Because you got 4 more months before you are a grown person. A grown person. Some of y'all like to use another way to describe that. But you're going to become a grown person. I guarantee you ain't going to have no time for laughing then. When you ain't got no money in your pocket. When you ain't got no money to take your girlfriend on a date. When you ain't got no money to support your family. When you ain't got no money to buy a car. When you ain't got no money to go do anything, to get your gear, get them Jordans, all that. It ain't gonna be funny then. And we want these group of students to laugh forever. But you gotta be prepared, and you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta be focused. And if you ain't got no plan by now, you need to be paying attention to what we're talking about. Discipline is absolutely one of the main characteristics that you're gonna need in order to do anything.
All right, so we're going to let Cecilia answer that question. They wanted to gear it towards her. Again, what qualities and routines does she have on a daily basis that she can recommend to you?
Okay. So, like you said, discipline is a very strong asset. Being respectful, because there is a variety of people you meet in my job. Like with the people you work with, the crew, they all live different lifestyles. We all came from different households, and the way we do things is always different. And your patients, so you have some patients who like to call routinely all the time, and you gotta learn, okay, this is what's going on with them, and you have to recommend them something that'll benefit them the most. And the other thing is being financially responsible. That's a big thing. Our beginning payment is around $52,000 a year. And it's a lot of money, especially for my first job, but you don't want to go out spending it on everything, especially coming out of high school. I still live with my mom and everything. She has told me that she wants me to move out, but I'm not going to do that yet. But yeah, learning to save up your money. I bought my car because it was definitely a want. I had it planned, my dream car and everything, but it was a need. I had a truck, it broke down. I tried to use it for as long as it could, but I needed a car. So I got it. Why not get a really good car? And the other thing is, what would be a good one? Oh, for my job, I'd recommend working out. It takes a toll on you physically, because training-wise, they're gonna push you. They're gonna push you hard. They're not gonna go the easy route. You're gonna be mentally drained, and they're gonna push you further. So you're gonna have thoughts about like, oh, why did I do this? I want to quit, all these things. But you're gonna have people holding you back for the better. Because when you feel like you're done, they're gonna pick you up and they're gonna get you across that finish line one way or another. They're not gonna let you down. They're not gonna let you fall. If you do, they're gonna be there to pick you up. So Those are the main things: discipline, being responsible, accommodate yourself, and know that people are there around you to help you.
All right, outstanding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give it up for our students. Great testimonies, real live graduates from Clayton County Public Schools. Thank you, Cecilia, Noah, Traquan. We appreciate your time. So guys, that concludes this event, okay? So we're going to allow you to go out in the lobby just for a couple of minutes if you wanted to speak with the vendors that we have, and we're going to do it by school. So please just stay seated until we release you, okay?